everyone. We're here. We're live. Finally, it's been what, 2 weeks? Last game was on the 12th. Yeah, two weeks or so, roughly, since we actually last played the game. And we're here. We're live. We're actually ready to play the game. Woo! Kind of. Evelyn's just needing to grab different headphones because something's messing up. Hadoop, who's pinging me on Discord. I really need to mute that actually, but I can't mute the notifications. I don't know how I'm going to fix that. But yeah, we're just going to wait for Evelyn to get back. She should be here in a few minutes. We'll get the game started and ready to go. Let me just quickly undeafen. Hello.
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 Nope, I've completely got that the wrong way around. It's a good thing everyone's here. Right, so you're Carolina, so you go over there. Temple's actually in the right place. Now, you're Neftari, so you go over there, and there we go. That's much better. So Neftari is actually Neftari and not Carolina, because Kayla, I had you where Neftari's name was, so you became a druid for a moment. I mean, no, you're no. Absolutely not. Maybe.
Wait.
Shush. What's your There's some joke that I don't get.
Plans. I mean, what? What? Hey, Evelyn, you're here. You good to go?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear yourself?
I can't find my phone. Yes, I can. Really too well. It's really basic. I could just hear my voice echoed in my head. It's definitely these headphones. I don't like them.
What kind of headphones?
It's alright.
When
you're a DM, you'll hear voices in your head all the time.
Bang & Olufsen H8i. But they're really...
Are they off? Wait, is that off-brand or what?
No, it's like a prop. It's a really high-end brand.
Never
Bang &
Olufsen
audio equipment's the top of the premium kind of audio.
Oh, yeah. Never. I'll be honest, never heard of them.
The good stories have an airtight seal for noise cancelling, but I feel like it's like.
Does it have any like software for download to actually like maybe disable that? Like,
I haven't been able to find it.
Because like I'm thinking, is it actually like rebroadcasting your own audio into your ears, or is it just like you can hear yourself naturally?
It's just that I can hear myself sort of.
Right. Okay.
Echoed in my. It's really hard to explain. It's fine. It'll do. First world problems. Let's
see.
Go.
I've actually got that built into this microphone itself because
I can't stand it having it on.
The only reason I have it on is because when I was younger, staying with my parents on console all the time, I would shout. I'd get really loud. I wouldn't be able to hear myself. So with it broadcasting back to me on the microphone, I know if I'm getting a little loud. Anyway, enough with that technical attempt at fixing things. Let's dive straight back into the game. But before we do, very quickly, DK Rollins, thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciate that.
What a legend.
Exactly. You know what? We'll name all our followers legends. Why the fuck not? Anyway, who remembers what happened last time? Because it was 2 weeks ago and I sure as shit don't.
Somebody went off on a solo adventure.
Yeah, someone split the party. Carolina.
Actually, no, not me this time.
Yeah, no, not for once. It wasn't you. No. After dealing with the Steel Predators, you'd successfully managed to retreat back into the Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion before it had timed out for the 24-hour duration.
After Sir Barkley had been a dick.
You did that before. You were doing that before Sir Barkley had been a dick, because on your way out, you decided to insult your primary scout and sent him out to see if there were any more Steel Predators outside. And he came back into the magnificent mansion claiming that there was like 8 of them outside. And as he stepped outside, there was nothing because he decided to be a dick. because you
Mhm.
had all been dicks. I mean, what?
I threatened to outsource his job.
Yes, yeah, you actually did threaten to outsource his job to someone that he extremely doesn't like at all. So, I mean, personally, I'd say that's an apt response. Anyway, afterwards, after you'd prepared your own spells, your attacks, and hopped out of the Magnificent Mansion and realised that the threat that you'd been told about doesn't actually exist, you made your way back to the Silverdrake Keep, where you attempted to update Remote on the situation, as it was getting quite late at night. A lot of people were asleep, since Akrai is across the world from Taldari, so time differences do exist. You did go and check on Jakar, as you know, you did bring back the remains of one of the steel predators in hopes of being able to determine if it is blood, or if it's blood or any kind of substance that it might harbor in its maw is the poison or a disease that is currently afflicting Jakar. You left it in the dungeon, if I remember correctly. And upon trying to speak to Jakar, you bumped into your old party member Talar, who'd informed you that she was actually there, keeping an eye on Jakar as she finally made her way back from Taldori to Akrai and back to the Silverdrake Keep in the time that you guys had been out on your adventure. Not long after, you guys decided to settle down for your long rest. However, before everyone woke up 4 hours later, after some meditation and not actually needing to go to sleep because elves are kind of stupid, but hey ho, I said yes to the race almost 2 years ago now. So that's where we'll pick up. Victorless, you had entered the rune code for Whitestone, and in fact, because you are over there, let me drag us over. You shift the map over a bit, and we'll mark your current location. There you are. You reappear back in the Dawnfather Square. The sun is somewhat high in the sky. You can guess that it's around 11, 12, close to noon. People are mulling around the square. The structure that was there of the hanging that took place recently has been fully demolished, but the guards are wearily looking around, keeping an eye out on some people. As you step through, the guards do stop immediately, put their hands on their weapons, ready to attack in case you're a threat, before realizing that it's just an elf. They give you a weary look before they step away and continue on their business. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just start walking directly in the direction of like the castle, or where I think the entrance to the castle might be.
Okay, yeah. You know that during the ceremony, the Lord Briarwood had come down from the castle, which was to the immediate north from the Dawnfather Square. So you begin slowly making your way up. You do get to here, just to the far northern reach of Whitestone, before a couple of guards just step out into the road. There's a checkpoint with a barrier in place at the bottom. It's not much. Small wooden hut that'll fit maybe 2 or 3 people. Step out with hands on weapons, just look over to you and good day to you, sir. And what exactly can we do for you?
I have some business to conduct with the Lord and Lady. Well, not them personally, but those closely associated. I'd like to get it concluded.
And who exactly is it that you have business to conduct with? I need a name, please.
Is
as
it written down, or is it time created
Victorious
quickly?
quickly like, it only happened a couple of days ago, but let me go through like several weeks of notes and double check who exactly is that I need to be looking for. Did you take a note of it?
I may have done, but I haven't given everything a proper description, so I could say
Okay.
completely the wrong name. The chances are that it would be the wrong name.
So
The one who deals with the technology, the weapons and things like that.
Lucius Fox.
the guard kind of like gives you a shifty look before you almost see a light bulb go on above his head. He's like, Lady Ripley, of course. I believe she is up in a workshop in the castle at the moment. May I take your name? Is she expecting you?
Well, last we spoke, we agreed that she would contact me, but unfortunately, my time in the city runs short, and I'd like to conclude our business together.
It's been that long. Did we actually? Did you actually get an arrangement with Ripley to talk to her, or is that a lie? I can't remember if you actually managed to arrange that.
I've got it in my notes written down. Firearms Castle, Dr. Ripley. I don't know who it was that told us that, but
right. You know what?
I've been carrying around the guns and the ammunition for a period of time.
Yeah.
Had a conversation with Ripley, whereby we reached an arrangement about her seeing about providing aid to us in return for the firearms. Eventually, I agreed to the money that I needed to go over to the shop and buy a bow or something, I think it was. And I said, on my way out, if you need the ammunition, you know where to find me.
You got that fancy book, didn't you?
Oh, that was it. Yeah, I bought the book. She gave me like
With the money,
50,000 gold for the guns, and I went and bought a book with it.
Right. Yes. Yeah, to get the manual of quickness of action. It's been that long. It's been months since you've spoken to Ripley. I can't quite remember everything. I'll have to go back and double check all of that.
I'm spending 50,000 gold on a book.
It's a very expensive and very powerful book. That's why it's 50,000 gold. The guard looks to you. All right. Jacobs, take my post. You follow me. Stay close. Don't do anything stupid. And slowly begins to escort you up to the north to Castle Whitestone. As I shifted the battle map up here.
So that's why he went alone. Don't do anything stupid.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Maybe, we'll see. So you make your way up the path as you approach the castle itself. You do see that it is surrounded by a very large, about you can guess 20 to 30 foot high wall that has multiple towers posted around it with guards set up in each, patrolling along the outer perimeter with like longbows, short bows, swords. You do see on the southernmost towers, the ones that are closest to you as you are entering towards the castle proper, there are actually large ballistae set up there in place, ready to defend against a potential siege. You make your way through, and glancing around, there are some more guards in place patrolling on the grounds as you go in before the guard gets up to the main front door, opens it slightly. Just one moment, wait here. Steps inside and disappears. You're stood there for about 5-10 minutes before you can hear the soft footfalls coming from inside as it echoes out towards you. The door opens and the familiar figure of Dr. Ripley is there before you, and she looks to you. Just hello, welcome back. I'm assuming you put your gold to good use.
I did. Certainly.
And I've also heard that you got into a bit of trouble.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Hmm.
We were trying to help. Didn't work out that way.
That's all anyone can ask of some decent folks these days. Please come in, and you're dismissed. I'll be fine. The guard just kind of looks confused for a moment before glances through. I'm sorry. I can't let you take this man into the castle alone. Yes, you can. And for a brief moment, you see like just a flicker in Ripley's eyes before the guard just kind of, yes, my lady. And it looks very confused for a moment before he kind of readjusts himself and walks out the front door. Please follow me down towards the dungeon. I'll be able to show you what I've been working on, and I don't know, perhaps you'll be able to learn a few things.
They make you work in the dungeon. Classy.
I prefer my solitude, and it's very quiet down there for the most part. Helps me think.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, what are you trying to be insightful about?
I'm wondering whether she is leading me down there for a reason other than to show me weapons, and seeing she knows about my indiscretion and trouble with possible security, I'm trying to figure out if it's a trap.
Yeah,
Very smart.
go ahead and roll me an insight check then.
Gone into the wrong channel on the browser.
17. She gives off an aura of mistrust. So you would know to keep your wits about you, but you can't say you can't be certain that she's leading you down there to bait you into a trap.
I'll follow along carefully. I'm going to keep an eye on her and just be very mindful of my surroundings.
Okay. As you make your way down into the dungeons, the atmosphere goes from quite a comfortable, warm temperature within the castle itself. Gradually, just cools down almost to the point where, if you weren't wearing like multiple layers as you do, you might feel a chill in the air as you head down, but still progress down, gets darker and damper before a soft orange glow emits from around one of the corners to your left. And as Ripley steps through and disappears, you poke your head around, and it indeed is a dungeon workshop. Strewn around are multiple different weapons of rifles that you know of, that some that you'd given to her, some that you hadn't seen before that might be of her own design, some much longer, some much smaller, some with multiple pieces attached to them and different mechanisms that you don't fully understand. But she gestures you in before heading round to the back of one of her tables in the workshop, and he just reaches down and begins tinkering with one of the weapons.
So, looks like you've been hard at work here. How's it going?
Surprisingly well, actually. with what you have provided to me, I've managed to come up with a design plan that might just work in my favor. I don't like to take things from other people and just flat out copy them. I have to give it my own personal flair to it. So I'm changing a few of the rudimentary things here, like this weapon here, and she picks up one of the smaller ones, and you see that for a mechanic sense of things, it's a breech loaded weapon, so like the barrel actually snaps down, and you load a single round in, like lock the barrel in place, and it fires only a single round at a time. She describes that to you and actually runs through each action several times, not firing off, just like breaching the barrel, locking it back in place, and just giving it a click and pointing in a safe direction, of course, because firearm safety. Before she gestures over to another weapon, but when you look at it, it has multiple barrels attached to it. And this is my own design. So taking what that pistol, as some people have come to call it. It's a strange name. Don't ask me why, but that's what some people have started calling it. It has a single barrel and can only load and fire one round at a time, which is quite cumbersome. Takes some time, as I showed you. But this one here, she breaches the weapon down and shows the 4 different barrels and loads 4 individual rounds. Breaks the barrel back into place and multiple shots before having to reload, and I have designed a mechanism so that it does fire sequentially, so anytime I choose to fire the weapon, she locks the hammer back, and you go ahead, actually. What's your passive perception again, Victorless?
21.
21. Yeah. No, you wouldn't even need to roll this. As she locks the hammer back, you do see that there are 4 individual pins that are in place, and the first one on it would be the barrel at the west position. If you're looking at a compass, the west position barrel pin kind of knocks back, almost like a tumbler in a lock. It's been designed sequentially so that anytime I pull the trigger, the designated pin will eject and then strike the round. And when I move the hammer back, it will cycle back to the next pin and the next pin and the next pin so that it doesn't fire all 4 rounds at once. So essentially, you can fire 4 times without needing to reload. Much more effective than 1 round at a time.
Think about something like that for my bow. Quite impressive.
Well, a bow, I'm not so sure if I'd be able to manage that. A crossbow, on the other hand, might be able to conjure something with that. Because with a crossbow, of course, with a bow, of course, you're having to draw and notch your own arrow at a time. There are some archers that have developed a technique so that they can hold and multiple arrows at a time, then notch them one after another in rapid succession. But being an automatic load, you could have a crossbow that fires, and then when you pull the action back to ready another bolt, a device would be able to be injected into the crossbow, which then spring loads a new bolt in place, perhaps. Be another design I could take a look at, actually. If you don't mind me taking your idea, of course.
Not at all, as long as it's up for prototype testing.
If you would like to test a prototype, I'd be more than willing to allow you to do so. And if it is functional and we are able to perhaps make some money off of it, I'll be sure to give you a cut of it.
So I was told it's quite difficult to get into this place, and yet I walked up to the front door, and here I am.
It's difficult if you are just looking to get in and not have a real reason for getting in. You have business to conduct with me. If you didn't have any business with me, or if you were just looking to converse with the Lord and Lady, you wouldn't have even made your way up the road.
How does one get to speak to the Lord and Lady?
One does not get to speak with the Lord and Lady. Most of the time, the Lord and Lady will seek you out if they want to speak to you.
Would there be anything that could give them reason to seek me out?
To seek you out? Perhaps knowing that you were the ones who dispatched the canine infestation that was out to the northeast. I need to remember my cardinal directions. To the northeast. Perhaps they'd be willing to give you a reward. If they find out, of course.
Well, I'm sure the word could be casually put about in conversation should the subject arise.
If the subject were to rise, I'm sure someone could provide that information to them and perhaps arrange a meeting for yourself. But I'm sure you weren't handling that situation alone, but here you are, alone. Any particular reason why you don't have companions?
They're running another important errand currently, hence my time being in short supply, which is why I felt that we should attempt to draw a conclusion to our business. And
They
also,
don't know you're here, do they?
not here exactly.
Well, my lips are sealed. But I will do what I can to let the Lord and Lady know that if you're sticking around in Whitestone, perhaps to seek you out as thanks for dealing with the wolf presence that was in the area and ensuring the safety of the peoples. I'm sure they will be so happy to hear that, especially from the savior themselves.
Well, once again, your help is appreciated. We're facing a big threat to the land. I hope your research here and with the Lord and Lady's understanding will maybe find a way to defeat what's coming.
Well, whatever it is hasn't reached Whitestone yet, so I wouldn't keep your hopes up. That's all I'm going to say. But you never know. Perhaps everything will be in your favor.
Take the ammunition out of my bag. I'm going to keep one kind of pouch or whatever of.
Yeah, like enough rounds to fully load a weapon, like perhaps 5 rifle rounds and 6 pistol rounds or something like that.
Yeah, just a little handful, kind of keepsakes, mementos, or something I can study later. And then the rest of them I'll hand over, put down on the table where she's been working.
Ah, thank you. She picks up the rounds and takes a look at them. bit shoddy, I'm not gonna lie. Could always do with an improvement. I'm sure I could think of something. Well, thank you very much. And she leans over, and you see her open a small wooden chest off to the side and begins to rummage through it before you hear the telltale sounds of clinking coins. She picks up a bag and just nonchalantly tosses it your way. Catching it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just catch it in your hand. It's quite hefty. For your troubles. And, well, it's not as much as I was originally going to give you for the assistance that you provided here. You have advanced my research potentially months, even years. Who knows? But someone did have to pay off the guards so that they didn't arrest you on sight. After all, you were trespassing.
Okay.
Just remember, my elven friend, I have eyes everywhere.
Excellent. Well, you'll be sure to know where to find me then, won't you?
Absolutely.
Should we have any news?
If I have any news, I'll send word. Would you like an escort out, or do you know your way?
I think I can find my way.
Don't get lost.
Do my best.
As you begin to turn around and kind of wearily look at Ripley, you do see she continues to tinker with the weapon, unloading the pistol that she'd been working on, just locking the hammer back. Click.
While she's clicking away on this thing, I am going to be very conscious, with my back turned to her, that there is a possibility she may shoot me in the back.
As you walk away, you hear click, click, click. And as you turn the corner, just as you cross the threshold, click, fourth click. She did unload the weapon, so she doesn't shoot you in the back as you walk out of the dungeon, and you're now, well, essentially free to do whatever you would like. So, what's the plan, Victorless?
I'm just going to casually strut back down the path. It has suddenly begun to dawn on me that nobody knows where I am. And I might be stuck in Whitestone on my own. I'm going to think about that as I walk down the road.
Yeah, so you managed to make your way out of the dungeons back into the main foyer of Whitestone Castle. You make your way out through the front doors, and the guards, as they're watching you, they're giving you the shifty eye. Hands are ready on weapons in case you try to do something stupid, but for the most part you are able to leave the castle and make your way back down the road without any issues whatsoever. Are you just heading straight back to the Dawnfather Square to attempt to return home?
No, I'm going to take a wander around the city.
All right, do you have...
just go past some of the familiar places. I guess I'd probably go kind of south and eastwards back to where we were staying before.
Yeah.
And then, probably just find a tavern, settle myself down, have a few drinks, and think about what I've done.
All right. Yeah, you start meandering through. You pass the graveyard where you'd initially come into contact with what seemed to be the werewolves, the red eyes that had been peering out to you and your party in the darkness before you gave chase. Make your way through before you do eventually return to the southeast to the Hydra's Ale House. It's very quiet as per usual when you approach. You pop open the door. As you cross the threshold and pass through that veil of magic that you've gotten used to in the time that you'd spent there. Still no sound as you cross over. A lot of people seem to be either just waking up or perhaps they've just gone to bed. Who knows? But you pass through, make your way through to the second veil up to the bar, and Shakad, the dwarven mage that owns and runs the place, he is there. He's already cleaning a glass before he glances up to you. He's like, "Aye, Victorless. Good to see you again, lad."
Yeah. Firstly, sorry for disappearing for a couple of days. Secondly, is the place still available?
Well, no one really buys the place out because it's, well, expensive. So yeah, it's free. In the time that you've disappeared, I had assumed you just all packed up and left. So it's not. It's not yours, but if you pay for it, then yeah, you can take it again if you'd like.
What do I owe you for the inconvenience? And the, let's say, next 2 days.
The next 2 days. Well, seeing as how you'd been such good patrons while you've been here, ordering drinks and food, and did minor damage to the place. There was something up in the rafters, some scratch marks that I had to deal with. I don't know, and I don't want to know what was the cause of that, but let's say.
Goats, surprisingly, you wouldn't have thought that,
Say that again, sorry.
goats.
Goats.
Apparently it was something to do with goats. So, no idea.
Was your wizard friend conjuring animals, or was it you?
Not goats. I'm unclear on all the details of exactly what went on.
He gives you the shifty eyes. I'm just fucking with you. I don't care what it was. But yeah, for 2 nights, is it going to be you and your friends coming back, or just you?
I'm hoping they'll catch up.
Hoping they'll catch
Soon.
up. All right. We'll go ahead and put it at 500 gold.
500.
Aye.
I'm gonna.
And once again, that'll cover all your night stay, all of your meals, all of your drink, the security, all that jazz.
At this point, can I just take the pouch that I've just received and just have a little look in it and start counting out how much roughly is in there?
As you can count it out, you can very quick glance. It's about 2,000 in there.
2,000 gold.
You will add 2,000 to it just now, but you will need to take a proper sit down and actually count it all through to get an accurate number.
Okay.
But that's approximately 2,000.
But I can happily count out 500 of that, and I'll hand that over.
And he kind of scoops it all up and pops it into his little chest of holding that he has. You watch as he pours the gold in, and there's no sound that comes out as it disappears into the little pocket dimension. It's like, all right, and your key, passes it to you.
I'm going to reach back into my pocket and go, still had the key from last time. Sorry.
Right. Hand that back next time, yeah? It takes the key back. It takes the second key back, pops it down to the side, and just if it were any other place, they'd probably tell you to piss off for taking one of their keys, but
I am well aware.
I'll let you off this time. Anyway, food, drinks, what are you having?
A few drinks. I just need to think through some stuff, and as I say, hopefully the rest of
your companions show up and
yeah. I got some time to kill. I'll enjoy a few drinks.
All right. Do you want them here, or do you want me to bring them up to the room?
Bring them up. I'll wait there.
Bring them up. You got it, lad. And he turns around and disappears into the kitchen. You're free to make your way back up into the tower of the Hydrosale house that you'd been residing in while you were staying in Whitestone. And is that going to be you for the next few hours, just chilling out and hope that your companions make their way back to Whitestone to find you?
Yeah.
Right, cool.
I'm comfortable. I'm safe and warm. I've got ale. I'm all right for a few hours.
Cool. Victorious. High or low, please?
High.
All right. Good to know. As we travel through time and make our way back to the Silverdrake Keep, back on a cry. The rest of you, Coralina, Temple, Nethstari, after 6 to 8 hours, you all come to consciousness. The fresh morning light basking in, onto your face through the open windows, and sound of birds chirping, cool breeze blowing through. You have the day available to you. What would you all like to do? Start with David. Nethstari, what are you up to?
He's very worried about Talar appearing last night. So, I assume we wake up in the bedroom with Corina, or are we going to just assume we'll go down to breakfast, doesn't we know?
Well, that's up to the two of you, since, you spent the night together, I'm assuming.
I assume so.
I would assume so.
Right, so that's up to the two of you. What are you guys doing?
So, how do you think Talar need to come back here? I'm not sure.
Haven't you guys been here together before?
Yeah, but why did she come back?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know with God types and all that. I don't know if they like talk to you or something. Talk to them or something. I don't know.
Well, I don't understand how she knew Jakar was ill and what she thought she could do, but did that not make you feel uncomfortable last night?
I mean, she acted exactly how she did when she was with us. So I assume nothing's changed. Why, you don't think she knows, do you?
Knows what?
About you and your lineage.
Oh God, she's come back to kill me. Oh, I didn't think that. Oh God.
You know what? I'll have both of you roll me an insight check, please.
Okay.
Oh God, she's here to kill me. That was a great reaction. I love that.
Do you think she's told Temple about me? They might both be waiting outside bedroom.
I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't know, what was her goddess, I think? Yeah, she followed a goddess, right?
I don't know. Goddess of light and fluffy, happy things, probably. I probably should have taken a note.
I mean, she was, I don't, so, maybe, she didn't immediately try to kill you, which is a good thing.
Yeah, but there was two of us there. What if she's waiting until the advantage is on her, and she might be waiting out there with the dragons and the temple.
Well, um, it won't be much, but I'll try to make sure you're safe.
Yeah, I'm getting really paranoid. What everyone keeps saying about demons and demons must die, and we were sent back there specifically to kill a demon, and
What I will say, guys, on your insight checks of a 10 and a 7, you're not completely sure about her intentions. She did say that she was there to help Jakar,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as you are aware, she may have ulterior motives. That's the wrong world map. Well done, Scott. You're a professional. Keep up.
Mm-hmm.
There we are. But yes, you're not 100% sure of her motives. She may be hiding something. She may have a different plan. You're not 100% sure on the 7 and the 10.
Like I said, she didn't immediately try to kill you, and we were able to at least sleep soundly. So not in the night. So I don't know.
okay, let's just pretend nothing happened and go and see if the temple's awake and Jakar's awake. It's daytime now. They can't be angry with us for knocking on the doors in the morning, can they?
I mean, it was kind of important, so I'll just gather up what we have right there, and we can at least take it to him. Get Temple, get Vic, and um, everything should be fine, right?
Yeah. That's the spirit.
Yep.
All right. So, are you guys making your gathering your gear and making your way over to Jakar's apothecary, or are you going to get something to eat first, or are you going to collect your companions? What's the plan?
I think look for our companions to go up to Jakar because Temple has the body parts of the monster.
Yes, and last you were aware, Temple was taking his sentry's rest, keeping an eye on the partially built steel predator down in the dungeons. I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
Right.
while also reading a very boring book about the dead.
That you were. So you guys
So
make.
um
Sorry, you go, Kel.
so just to let you know, Jakar's potion kind of worked. I was able to tell, by the way.
What the pregnancy test? Was
Yeah,
it?
I'm not I'm not. So I it's
Oh,
I thought
I
you'd
mean,
be a little bit.
yay!
That wasn't the reaction I was expecting either.
I know, right?
Of course, yay!
But how much stock do you take in premonitions?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had one.
Well, like when you see something, I don't know if you can look into future things. Nasimo, I assume we're walking down to the dungeon at this
Yeah,
point.
you guys are out and
Well,
making your way down at this point.
There's two main schools of thought. There's the linear approach, and then there's what they refer to as the lakes and streams approach. Um, so with linear, it's like it can't be changed. It's going to keep going no matter what. Lakes and streams is like when there's branching off pathways, like when when a lake overfloods, and then there's like little streams that jut out from there. So things always have the possibility of changing. I'm not sure if this one's a linear approach or a lakes and streams approach.
Yeah. Okay. This is probably one of those conversations I work better when we're drunk. I guess.
You might want to drink for this.
I get lots of premonitions when I'm drunk.
All right, as you
I
guys
I conjured an ale for that.
as you conjure an ale and as you're making your way down into the dungeon, you do come across Temple. All of the cells minus one of the solitary confinement cells are empty. The partially built steel predator is still there, set down inside the one of the solitary confinement cells. And Temple, as you've finished your sentry's rest because you only need 6 hours, whereas the other two need 8 hours. So you have finished your sentry's rest, but you were still there, reading through your book on undead. And before we actually move on with the roleplay, was there anything in particular you were actually looking for in this book about undead? Anything you had in particular?
Anything new, although as to not cheat the system, we already did a roll for that in the last session, and it seemed to roll quite low on your end, and the book seemed to be just very basic stuff.
Very basic stuff. Okay.
Cutting off the head.
I can't remember. I can't remember if I'd actually made that roll or not. So if that's what you remember, then I'll take your word for it. So yeah, nothing new, really. No new information gleaned. The usual, radiant damage is extremely powerful against the undead. Best thing to do is to remove the brain, or remove the head, or destroy the brain. Out of game, mechanically wise, a critical hit will also kill a zombie if it drops to 0 HP or an undead. The regeneration only works if you do standard damage to a undead, like a zombie, beholder zombie, zombie ogre, stuff like that. If it drops to 0 HP, if it's not radiant nor a critical hit, it rolls a Constitution saving throw, DC's 5 plus the amount of damage it took. And if it makes the save, it stays at 1 HP. Otherwise, it dies. That's the actual mechanics behind it. But yeah, the book is just outlining that information that you've already known for a while.
That's really weird because I thought Temple was reading a book on smut.
I mean,
That was before that.
That
I
was
think that was the book
before,
before
but
that.
I mean, if you want to think he's reading smut, you can think he's reading smut all you want. That's down to Nithari.
Yep.
Alright, so before you, Temple, Coralina and Nethari make their way down into the dungeons. You are free to do and say whatever you'd like.
As they approach, Temple snaps the book shut and raises his head, looking at the steel predator. We need a better library, Neftari, Coralina. This book is on basic undead premises. I was hoping to combine the knowledge gleaned from a book of the undead with the book I read on demons. You see, I'm quite worried that there are certain types of creatures that are both demon and undead, and quite frankly, the idea of a death tyrant, a beholder gone undead, is quite frankly terrifying. I was hoping to find a weakness to help us in our battle.
Wait, those get worse?
Oh yes, there are undead variants, and I don't know how good cutting the eye out of a creature that I'm not even sure has an eye would really do for us. So,
and
beholder,
out of game,
better to banish
Temple,
rather than maybe kill if there's chance they'll be undead.
Out of game, Temple, you are also aware that a zombie beholder and a death tyrant are two different things.
What?
Yes. There is there is a beholder, a zombie beholder, and a death tyrant. They are three different things in the monster manual. So I will give you that as well in your research. You know that a beholder that is reanimated through undeath does come back as a zombie beholder, but it takes something a little bit more necromantic to bring a beholder back as a death tyrant.
I'm just sign language reading what's going on right now because you cut out right before you told me.
Wait, can you guys not? Wait, could you not hear me at all when what I was saying there?
I heard you perfectly.
Yep.
Ellen, could you hear me?
Yes, I seem to have lost audio briefly then.
Ah, okay, but But how much of that did you hear?
There's a zombie beholder and there's a death tyrant, and they're separate things. And then you went on to explain something that seemed to be
Yeah.
mind blowing. But
Yeah, because here it is. I'll bring it in the monster manual for you to see as well. You've got a standard beholder, and you've got your death tyrant. So a death tyrant essentially, in my reasoning, a death tyrant takes much more to be it takes much more for a beholder once it's killed to become a death tyrant, much more necromantic means. Whereas a beholder zombie, which it doesn't really have a picture for it, but it does have its own stat block in the monster manual.
Okay.
Which so it is its own thing. Is simply the result of a beholder being brought back by brought back to undeath. So it's not as power. It's nowhere near as powerful as a living beholder, or anywhere near as powerful as a death tyrant. But they are three different aberrations.
Okay.
The more you know.
Anyway, perhaps today we might end up somewhere with a better library, so maybe I can study up on some of these more terrifying creatures.
Do they not have a library here?
They do, but it's rather small, and
Why have I not been there yet?
I believe I've exhausted most of the good material, at least of my interest. I should take you there. I've had a good look around. Even Neftari has found some books, in fact, in this library.
Okay.
Different
I
kinds
mean-
of animals, Neftari? Did you learn to transform into anything from that book?
It wasn't just a book of naked animals.
All right. No,
Okay,
sorry, most animals are naked.
and so am I.
Yeah, but and just it will well anyway.
Enough demonstration. A picture and a book is better than 1,000 words. Neftari, let's show Kayla the wonderful book you're talking
Who the
about.
fuck's Kayla?
Who's Kayla?
Carolina.
Carolina, who's that? Jeez, you're not having a good night, are you, Evelyn? Wait, who's Evelyn?
No.
Temple.
Yes, I'm Temple. Blah blah blah.
All right, so what's the plan? Library first, and then Jaka and Co after.
I
or
mean, you
what?
guys can. I can be left in the library for a few hours. I'll be fine. If you guys want, you can take the stuff up to Jaka if you'd like.
Well, perhaps we should speak to Jakar, see if he's healthy and
Okay.
fit enough. Come and investigate the steel predator here. I wouldn't want to leave it unattended, even though it is badly beaten and chained up. And then perhaps we could go visit the library.
Yeah, that seems suitable.
Yes, because I don't want to really leave this here without. Actually, I don't feel comfortable leaving it unattended at all. So, if you don't mind, I'll stay here and continue guarding the creature. And perhaps we could see about maybe bringing Kenjor or perhaps the young Zane to us.
I mean, I don't think you want Ken George come to. Not yet, anyway.
Not Kenjor, the other one. Jakar.
Ramon. Or Jakar.
How's Victoria's not showing this morning yet?
Oh, I'm sure he sat moping on a roof or something. Did you know where he is, Coralina?
He could have gone to see Ados, maybe.
Perhaps you're right.
Always go look.
We'll see if we can find a couple of guards to help watch the dead creature.
All right.
Not a terrible idea.
So you guys going to get some guards, or Temple? Are you staying behind?
I'll let you folk decide. This should always be under a watchful eye, so I'll wait here until either you come back with guards, or perhaps Jakar or someone that can maybe advise us on how best to incapacitate this thing in a way that allows for the best research opportunity. Not much of a scientist or the alchemy type though, so I don't know, perhaps you take a look.
That was night when we went to Jakar's room. He had a guest looking after him.
Oh, how lovely.
Well, Talaga was quite a frosty reception, actually.
Oh, really?
She's not been to see you?
Was it an ice giant? I don't know many frost creatures, I'm afraid.
No, it was Tala.
Oh, Talar, how lovely.
Well, she didn't seem that pleased to see us. Maybe that's just because it was 3 in the morning.
Ah, yes.
I mean, we
Humanoids normally are
kind of did Dimension Door in, so not a lot of people expect that.
Oh, I see. I've learnt the hard way that simply entering rooms without knocking first gets you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Look, she hasn't been down to see you. I am glad of that.
So you can always go find some guards real quick and have them stay here so you could come with us, Temple, if you'd like. Or I'm gonna look around. So this is stone, yeah?
Yeah.
It's just like
Oh no. Cliff.
Well, no, because he has to show up in unworked stone and earth. Cobblestone doesn't work.
Let me just double check this.
I think it's he has to pop up out of unworked
Under
stone in earth.
No. There's nothing that
No?
says that. No, it just says like call forth an elemental servant, choose an area of air, earth, fire, or water that fills in a 10-foot cube. Challenge rating 5 or lower, appropriate to the area you choose, appears in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of it. An earth elemental rises up from the ground. It doesn't specifically state that it has to be from something natural.
Oh.
It doesn't. It could be cobblestone.
Oh, it's his burrowing. That's what it is, I think.
Yeah. Let's double check the stats here and see if that is the case. Earth elemental. Yes, earth glide. The elemental can burrow through non-magical unworked earth and stone. That's exactly.
That's
correct.
what it is.
That's why I love having these things. They're great.
Well, I could have Cliff stand guard if you want, Temple. He's pretty reliable. He's also kind of strong, so he can hold it down. So, would that be feasible, Temple? If Cliff stands guard and you come with us?
Eve, can you actually hear us?
Yeah, can Temple actually hear us at the moment? Eve?
I guess that's a no.
Can you hear us? That's a no. Eve can't hear us. Right, tell you what, let's just take a quick 5-minute break here. Go to the bathroom if you need to. Grab yourself something to eat or a drink. Yep, there goes Eve.
Okay.
And here she comes again, and we'll see if we can get this sorted. So we'll be back in like 5 minutes ish. So let's go and do that. Eve, can we be heard? This is terrible things are waiting to happen. So we're back. No, stop it! As you can see, Evelyn's managed to figure out that she can fuck around with her camera settings on the fly. That was a very nice voice crack there, Scott. Well done. But yes, Evelyn can fuck around with her camera settings on the fly. So it is going to come to something very dramatic and very serious, and then suddenly it'll just be a snap zoom on Evelyn's face, like.
You know what's devastating? There are options for pan, tilt, and roll, but they don't do anything. And I was really hoping I could have the camera roller.
See, my camera can do that as well through Synapse, but well, my actual Kyo that I use for the stream, the other ones for Discord. But if I wanted to do that, it doesn't do it like as seamlessly as yours does. Like I'm sure I think yours is just on a slider, and you can just yeah, mine's on a slider as well, but it goes like it jumps every like in percentile essentially. It's weird.
That's awesome.
That's
It goes from 100 to 200, but the slider goes to 2000. Obviously, I need to upgrade my camera. And by the way, new Patreon reward. The patron gets control of your version of this settings.
no, absolutely not. No, that would be terrible. I don't trust any of you cunts. So absolutely not. Like if I gave anyone control of the stream or even just the camera, I'd fucking I don't know. They'd put like a fucking pony on my face or some shit like that.
We could do that anyway, Scott.
No, you can't because I've turned that setting off. So suck it.
It can be done, client side.
You can do that as you see fit. So long as I don't see it, I don't care. Anyway, moving swiftly on back to the game because it's been like, I don't know, 10 minutes since we actually went AFK.
Yep.
So, are you guys going to see about getting a guard to keep an eye on the body of the Steel Predator? Are you getting Cliff? What's the plan before you guys go and speak to Jakar?
I mean, Cliff can come right away after a minute, so then we can go on.
Right away after a minute. Doesn't make much sense.
It's better than just finding a guard and convincing a guard. I can just tell Cliff to stay
Yes,
here.
convince
and
the
he
guard
stays
right
here.
away in 1 minute.
Yes. I'm not good at talking to people. We've established this.
May I make an alternate suggestion? I wouldn't want Cliff to get hurt. Is there something you could summon, perhaps, which you could psychically communicate? So should the Steel Predator escape, we could know about it immediately, rather than hearing it based on the screams of poor Cliff.
Sorry, I could already tell by her face. She's not gonna like she doesn't like the answer to this already.
I can
How about
summon
survival?
Barkley and yeah. All right. Pop a spell slot for Barkley.
Well, you don't have to summon Barkley.
I can understand. Also, I need to talk to him later anyway. So.
But you haven't brought Sir Rothsburg out ever.
Oh yeah, Sir Rothsburg. How about someone different?
You forgot about Sir Rothsburg. How could you?
I did not forget about the captain of my Night's Watch. No, sir. How about something different, Temple? I can communicate with it, and should anyone come along that is not friendly, he will raise the alarm.
I'm sure he's no Cliff, but I'll be glad to meet them.
All right, so let me fish that out.
What level of spell is that again?
I am looking through my spellbook right now for it. I just don't use it that much. That's why it's like, eh. There it is. That's a 4th level spell.
4th level
Mordenkainen's
spell.
Faithful Hound.
Yes, Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound. Conjure a phantom watchdog in an unoccupied space that you can see within range, where it remains for the duration, until you dismiss it as an action, or until you move more than 100 feet away from it. The hound is invisible to all creatures except you and can't be harmed. When a small or large creature comes within 30 feet of it without first speaking the password that you specify when you cast a spell, the hound starts barking loudly. The hound sees invisible creatures and can see into the ethereal plane. It ignores illusions. Start of each of your turns, the hound attempts to bite one creature within 5 feet of it that is hostile to you. The hound's attack bonus is equal to your spellcasting ability modifier plus your proficiency bonus. On a hit, it deals 4d8 piercing damage. For the sake of this, however, I will say you can, like, with your the casting of like how long you've been casting the spell, I'll go ahead and say you can just ignore the range of like or until you move 100 feet away from it. You can keep Rothsburg active for. Well,
Okay.
I'd say it's more like 1,000 feet than 100 because that seems a bit short in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so you conjuring
Yep.
Rothsburg?
Yep.
Yeah. So he was like a Saint Bernard, right?
No, he was a corgi, sir.
Was he a corgi? I'm pretty
He
sure
was a corgi. The most
Awesome.
dignified of gentleman dogs.
I'm
Hold-
so excited.
Hold the fuck up. Where's the things? I have a token.
I hope
for
the DM's
Sir
googling
Rothsburg.
pictures of corgis for
No,
us.
I actually have a token here that I was given for Sir Rothsburg, and I don't
Is it
remember.
a corgi with a dicky bow tie.
He actually is a corgi.
He does have a
He is a corgi. I was been so long I thought he was a Saint Bernard, but no, he is a corgi.
No.
So as you conjure your you cast your Mordenkainen's faithful hound, Sir Rothsburg appears before you just before the solitary confinement cell. He kind of turns around on the spot several times before glances up to you and just Carolina, Lady Carolina, what can I do for you?
Right. Sir Rothsburg, you're gonna watch this individual here, and I point to the partially built steel predator. And you are going to make sure no one comes near it unless they give the word. You remember the word?
Yes, I remember the word. Yes.
What's the word then?
Sir Rothsburg remembers the words. Scott does not remember the word.
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline, that's the ones. Thank you. Tourmaline. Yes, Tourmaline.
Right. Right.
Are they speaking in common? Or
They
is it-
are technically speaking telepathically. So you're just seeing hand gestures and like you can't even see what Coralina is talking or gesturing towards because only Coralina can see Rothsburg.
So that wee puppy down there is going to guard the big scary monster. Right,
The
this
nothing.
one- does this one actually speak common? Can he communicate?
I mean,
Uh,
he's technically a canine, so
Oh.
I mean, if you want to try and see how protective he is, you could try to come over here and touch me.
If Terry transforms into a canine, a big scary wolf,
Big scary wolf.
Oh.
As you use your wild shape and shrink down, shrink down, but you still tower over this invisible thing because again you can't see it. It's only Coralina that can see it. But Rothsburg just goes, oh no, just glances up at the big scary wolf above him.
It's okay. He's a big softy once you get to know him.
Oh, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. You're not watching him. You're watching that in the cage.
What? Oh, right, yes, watch that, yes, watch.
Let me know if it moves or if someone tries to move it.
If it moves, or if someone tries to move it, yes.
Right. Thank you, Sir Rothsburg.
You're quite welcome.
Scott just really wanted to play a dog.
I've been wanting to play a dog for a long time.
Right. Best toy.
I'm a good boy. Yes.
Right. We can go now. Sir Rothsburg is going to watch him, and I'm just pointing to where he is.
And as Carolina points down, there's nothing.
none of us can see it.
Only Carolina can see it. So as far as you're aware, Carolina's done nothing, this could be a
And gone
figment
mad.
Yes, this could be a figment of her imagination for all you know. And
So, Coralina, you're certain this pebble will, presumably enchanted pebble or dirt that's on the ground here, is
What?
going to be able to look
People
after it?
aren't able to see it.
say that again,
Yeah.
Kayla?
Am I aware that people are not only I am able to see Sir Rothsberg?
I would say because it's been so long since you've brought Rothsberg out that it's probably slipped your mind. So the mention of the pebble or enchanted dirt, you're just like, wait, what? Shit.
No. No. Okay, so only I can see it. But it is
I can see
there.
it quite clearly. There's
It's
dirt on
not
the
the
ground.
pebble.
That's
That's true. That's true. There's dirt on the ground. Do they see little dog paws? Do they see little dog paw prints?
Do I?
Yeah,
do I see
actually,
the
well,
doggy
you
paw print?
you do see some, well, not paw prints, but you do see some disturbed dirt that's like kind of made like a circular pattern on the floor.
Oh, damn. Coralina, did you resurrect the ghost or soul of a poor little doggy?
Sir Rothsberg was never dead, so no.
Oh, okay.
Can Neftari smell this, Doug?
Go ahead and roll me a
Sorry.
perception check. And because it's using smell with as a wolf, you will get advantage. $26. You can smell something. You're not sure what it is, but something smells strange in here. Since you know you are a wolf.
Oh, can I try and nudge where the smell's coming from?
And with on the 26, you can like it is there. Like the location of the smell does seem to be coming from where Coralina has pointed to, but there's still nothing there.
Well, I'll try and, poke the space where the smell.
All right, as you approach, Coralina, you see Sir Rothsberg like kind of back up and like.
I think he's just trying to smell you, Sir Rothsberg. He's weird like that. He likes to smell everything that's new.
Coralina, I'd like you to go ahead and roll me a d20 plus your spellcasting ability modifier plus your proficiency bonus, please. So that would be.
Alright.
Is there a saving throw for having your butt sniffed?
No. That would be a d20 plus 12, please. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or no, spell modifier. No, it's a plus 10. Sorry. It's not a
Yeah,
spell
plus 10.
attack. So a d20 plus 10, please.
Oof.
Neftari, does a 25 hit your AC?
I think so. You're 19, so I know where I'm classing.
Yeah, so yes, as you get right up to him and start sniffing, you get a little too close for Rothsberg's comfort. 5, 10, 14. You take 16 points of piercing damage as an unknown entity just kind of leans down and takes a chunk out of your leg. You still can't see him, but he bites you. You got a little too close into his personal space.
16, or I assume I just turn back into Neftari then.
No, the health of a wolf isn't 16, is it?
Hit points is 11 on a wolf.
Oh, so then yeah, and 11. So then you take 5 points of your 5 points off your maximum. As you revert back to Neftari, and the damage carries over. So, yeah.
Well, there's something there, something incredibly ferocious, much like
Yeah, he spooks easy.
the biggest, wildest wolf I could ever imagine.
How big a how that has to probably be like the bite circumference has to be smaller than the mouth of Wolftari.
Oh yeah,
Wolf
Rothsburg is like, I don't know, I'd say a solid quarter the size of Wolftari. He's a really small corgi, but you know,
He's ferocious.
he will defend himself viciously if
Kind of not a dragon.
No, Rothsburg is not a dragon. He's a small dog.
Small dog. It was huge. Temple, I'm telling you, that it was.
Are you sure its paw prints are very close together?
Um, quite sure. They can be big dogs with tiny paws.
I will take your word for it.
Right, let's
Uh,
go find Shaka, yeah? Rothsburg will be a
I-
good boy, and you watch over the Steel Predator.
Excellent.
all right, so the three of you making your way up to Jakar.
Yes,
the apothecary?
Temple allows like for a good 6 or 7 feet of the assumed position of where this giant dog is. Just sort of shimmies
Just like-
around.
I don't
he's-
bite me too.
He'll be okay, just don't get in his personal space. He didn't like that.
Gosh, I would not like to be that creature if it wakes up.
All right, so you guys are heading up to the apothecary, yeah?
Believe so.
All right, you guys make your way back up through the dungeon, up through the main foyer, and up the spiral staircase before heading through the interior halls, passing by several guards, a few of the refugees that are still there, still helping out with the renovation of Silver Drake, the creation of more rooms, finishing off Adolph's abode and such. Before you make your way to the apothecary, the door is open. The two Dragon Guard are still posted outside, keeping an eye on the situation. As you approach, they kind of stand up straight. Hands always on weapons, but they stand up straight and register your approach. What do you guys do?
So I guess we're going in. I suppose. Do they seem to be moving at all, or?
They're just on at the side of the door. They're not in front of the door, so you
Okay.
can attempt to go inside if you want to.
Is the
mean,
portal
I'll-
still there?
Say that again.
Is the portal still?
And no, Dimension Door opens a portal very briefly, so it's
There was another one from early this morning.
the
There was
portal.
one from earlier that morning because I asked one of the Dragon Guards, "Did you do this?"
Oh
is this
right, yeah,
Jakka's?
yeah, I remember that. Yes, the portal is still there.
Well, that's I don't know if that's comforting or if it's troubling. I haven't figured it out yet. The guards didn't answer me when I asked whose it was.
All right, so you guys heading inside?
Yeah, we're attempting. Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on. I know what to do with these. I'm going to approach the door.
Oh no. As you approach the door, Temple, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to knock on the door.
You just knock on the door, and the two Dragon Guard just kind of like look across to you, like what the fuck? Before the door opens and swings inwards away from you, Temple. No sign of anyone behind it. But
I do.
there at the far back behind the desk, you can see the shimmering white scales of Talar darting back and forth from like the actual apothecary proper and into the back room, and the slightly dulled but shimmering bronze scales of Jakar there behind the desk, and he kind of looks up and sees you all before he gives a strange smile and waves slowly before reaching down, and you hear the very familiar pop of a I can't make the sound by myself, but yeah, of a stopper being removed from a file, and Steve pops a potion. Hello, you all. What what can I do for you? I was told that there was a bit of a rude awakening first thing this morning. Fortunately, I
thought
was
knowledge
still
never
unconscious. Say that again, sorry, Carolina.
I pressing knowledge and a possible gift.
Definite gift.
Gift of what exactly?
We've killed one of the steel predators. So we've got it down in the dungeons. And Temple's got some samples.
To be more
the
accurate,
moment you
the
mention this,
incapacity.
like you notice that Jakar's expression, like from pained and kind of like his eyes are all like always look like they're kind of half closed, like he's struggling to stay awake. The moment you mention that you killed one of the steel predators and you have a body in the dungeon, his face just. You have one.
We have
Here,
notes too.
notes as well.
Yes,
Ah,
most impressive
God.
notes on their construction, as well as an intact, partly constructed steel predator. Not one we've killed, one that's partway through construction.
Let's go. We're not staying here. Let's go. He begins to hobble outside. Talar kind of pokes her head out, sees you all, and just rolls her eyes, and then goes back to what she was doing. And she's like, pay no attention to her. She's my glorified babysitter, whom I definitely do not need. do the dungeons. Let's go. As he begins to walk past you through the doorway, and begins making his way down to the dungeons.
Watch out for the ghost puppy.
Oh, watch out for the ferocious wolf type thing down there. It's a living.
Wait,
That-
ghost puppy, wolf, what?
it's mine. It's a conjured hound.
More than Canaan's hound.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
please lead the way.
It's got teeth like a foot long.
Oh,
The jaw so wide. And
I'm sure whomever your friend and like you can see for a solid few seconds he struggles to get your name, Coralina, before it finally dawns on him. Coralina.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my memory's not been so good recently.
That's okay.
I'm sure whomever Coralina has conjured will be the finest of watchmen and will be doing a stellar job. But you'll need to lead the way because you'll need the password.
Right. Guess we head down?
I mean, that's up to you guys. You guys heading back down to the dungeon? I mean, you're leading the pack at the moment, Carlina, so it's up to you where you guys are heading.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and quickly talk to a servant on the way down. If you see me, send him down, can you?
Some what? Sorry.
If you see Victoris, send him down.
And the servant just kind of looks at you, kind of nods his head slowly before turning away and walking away.
The new armor.
All right, you guys making your way down the dungeon, yeah? All right, you lead your way down. Coralina taking the lead and head back down into the dungeon. You can see Sir Rothsberg there in the corner, and he kind of glances up to you and he's like, right, yes, password. What's the password?
Tourmaline.
Oh, Lady Coralina, yes. Oh, I've been good boy. No one saw, no one touched. It didn't move. I've been good. Yes.
You have been good. Name your reward.
All I want is attention. And with that,
Rothberg is a jumper.
yeah, you guys see Coralina just like sigh and go to her chest. You, Coralina, see Rothberg just like yes, and hops up like, into your arms, like onto the chest. The rest of you see something land on Coralina because you can see her like her clothes get ruffled up and something has definitely hit her, and then Coralina is just holding onto something invisible, and it's just Rothberg. All I want is attention.
Scritches ahoy.
Scritch. All right, before Jakar just kind of looks over and she's like, he seems to be a energetic one, that's for sure. But anyway,
He's very affectionate.
I can tell. Anyway, this, and he kind of looks over at the Steel Predator before opening the cell and walking over to the body. This is a different design than the one that I came across in Elroth.
Coralina, why don't you hand Jakar the notes you received? Perhaps they'll be able to glean something
right.
we couldn't. All I was able to figure out was that these fangs at the front here are still capable of producing some kind of a venom.
Right. Hands are full.
Would you like me to hold that?
Yeah, sure. He likes being scratched around. Oh wait, can't see about here. Here.
So you're taking Rothsberg Temple?
Yes, with
All right.
hands in a ball.
All right, Coralina, you pass Rothsberg over. Temple, you're not expecting much before there is a solid weight put into your hands. It's clearly just something invisible, and suddenly your face starts getting wet in patches. As Coralina, you watch Rothsberg just go, oh, new person, yes, friend, and start licking Temple's face multiple times.
Oh,
I know
no,
what to
you
do
won't
here.
necessarily lick that.
I know what to do here. I'm just going to repeat the phrase, good boy.
Yes, I'm a good boy. Yes, and just lick.
All the dirty remnants of the face paint that Temple had,
like the flaking white paint, the blood, the gore is getting licked clean.
So
Rothsberg doesn't seem to give a fuck.
Oh.
I told you it's ferocious.
He's a ferocious little drunk. He can't hold his liquor.
That's Barkley. You haven't given alcohol to Rothsberg yet, to be fair.
No, his liquor, his tongue.
Oh, his liquor. I hate you so much. I hate puns. God, I hate you.
Oh, great.
All right, so I'll ferret around in my bag of holding for the pertinent notes.
Basically, what happened.
Pass over the notes, and Jakar takes them. I'll take a look at these, and when I return upstairs, when I have
The demon said he wasn't working on a design which had venom, but Temple found venom in the very fangs of the one under construction. So
Yes,
don't think
this one is a different design than the ones I came across in Elroth. Um, kind of tries to control his breathing as much as possible before you see he gets very hands on and just digs his hands deep inside the steel predator, starts rummaging through, extracting his hands and just flicking the deep black oily substance onto the floor before opening its maw and taking a look. He's doing a very thorough inspection. About 10, 15 minutes go by. Just good boy, good boy,
Mr.
good boy.
Jakar? Mr. Jakar?
Yes, Temple. What?
Good boy, good boy. I simply must. We've been guarding this thing in case it becomes animate and attacks us. Is there any danger of that?
I highly doubt that. It seems to be missing a few key components on the inside, like essentially a heart. So I don't think it can animate. Unless there's something else that I'm missing, but I don't think I am.
Oh, I'm glad to know that. I shouldn't need to guard it as provocatively as I have
As
been.
diligently as you have, but it was a sound decision that you have made anyway, Temple, because if it could animate, then someone would be needed to protect the keep.
Yeah, they were able to move around like how I can.
What do you mean?
Um,
Like,
wait, Temple's consent is always implicit. I'll do my wizard thing and switch places with him.
Good boy, good boy, good boy.
just very suddenly you're just 15 feet across the room. You still have this mass in your hand, but you're just in a different location. Before
Right like that.
more patches of wet across your face.
I think, but they had a much longer range.
So it can translocate. I would have to take a further look into that myself. But I do see here on the main two fangs of the creature, it does seem to be designed to, how do I inject some kind of toxin or venom.
Coralina. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Didn't you have some alchemical potions that you took from the table?
Oh, right, I have those too.
Good boy, good boy.
Pass them over. Pass them over, Corlina. Yep. Well, we'll say you get them out the bag of holding and pop them down nearby, like on a nearby stool, and Jakar just kind of glances over and says, I'll be able to take a look at the chemical makeup of those vials once I get back upstairs. But so far, what he can actually tell. All right, cool, good to know. Kind of glances over the predator and looks over to you all. As far as I can tell, this beast is a prototype. Perhaps the creator of these predators is not as advanced as the creator of the ones in Elroth.
What you mean? It's just a fraud?
I'm saying that these predators, as you've ascertained that they are created, it may not be one designer. There may be, well, there is a high likelihood that there is more of them out there. And like as he gets more violent with his coughing, you do see, like he pulls out a rag and covers his snout, and for most of you, 21, 17,
I'm a bit far away.
16. Yeah, Temple. No, you're occupied with Rothsberg on a passive of 15. You don't notice this, but the rest of you do notice that he very quickly like covers his snout with the rag before trying to stuff it away in a pocket, and you do see that it is covered in blood. But yeah, he just kind of glances over to you and thinks that is a solid opportunity, that solid chance. Sorry, that whoever is creating these predators in Taldori has some competition in Elrop. Perhaps we'll have competition here in Akrai. God, this is killing me. Kind of glances around.
Okay, do you want to hand this stuff over to your workshop then?
The predator you can just leave here. I do not have space for that, but the files I will most certainly take. And Corleone and Nathori, you guys can see that he's starting to sway on his feet.
You okay?
I'm feeling a little lightheaded. I should sit. And he begins to fall backwards, like pass out, fall backwards.
Can I try and save him by grabbing him and holding him up?
Go ahead and roll me a dex check. Uh, 14. Yeah, you manage to like quickly. You don't get a proper like kind of like a trust fall grab, like two arms under the like under his armpits or anything like that. You do manage to wrap an arm around his shoulder and slow his fall to the point where he does lay down backwards, but he does seem to. He's conscious, but he's just.
I mean, do you have any, like, I don't know, apprentices, assistants to, because I think you should be more to maybe looking at the files and paperwork versus getting your hands dirty.
Perhaps once I've had a rest, I can begin my work. I don't have an apprentice as such, but I do have my overgrown babysitter upstairs, and she will be certain to want to help, but I do not need her help.
Any trusted companions, maybe?
Clara and Sedok, they've been helping out as much as they can. Ados, he's been doing quite a lot of research for the entire keep recently and has been doing an exceptional job. You see he's struggling to stay awake. It's just, I am.
Maybe I can.
Say that again, Nathaniel?
Maybe I can help.
Are you proficient with the alchemical composition of most potions and poisons?
And you know, watchful, I'm sure I'll learn.
Well,
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
the worst that could happen, you could potentially kill us all.
I'm not being funny, but you look like you're dying anyway.
I feel like I'm dying. Help me up. And like he's kind of like pushing off the floor, trying to get up. Do you help him to his feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets up to his feet. He's a bit wobbly before he like kind of grabs onto the cell and just It's getting worse, but for the most part, that only happens maybe once a day. I should be fine. I will take these, and he reaches over and grabs the vials and kind of holds on to them. If you'd be so kind as to help me back upstairs in case I fall again, and I will.
I could help. I could help. Quickly.
Um, by all means. Do I need to willingly join in on
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Then I do so.
Okay. I guess I'll meet you guys back upstairs. Sir Rothsberg, you're dismissed. You're a good boy.
Oh, I'm such a good boy. And Temple, you feel the weight just suddenly vanish.
I feel a strange hole in my being.
Oh,
Anyway,
He's the
I'll-
goodest of
I'll
boys.
I can always summon him back whenever you'd like. He's quite a pretty loyal watchdog. But I'll
And?
meet you guys upstairs, or
We'll have a look for Vic. He's probably around somewhere.
I mean, yeah, he should be. I mean, he doesn't need a ton of sleep, so he should be around somewhere.
All right, so Temple and Coralina, you got. Well, Coralina, you're gonna. I'm assuming you're dimension dooring up too.
Yes.
Cool. I figured as much. Temple, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna just make your way up to the apothecary, or what would you like
Temple
to
is going to make his way up to the apothecary while wondering out loud if he is a good boy.
do? I wonder if I am a good boy. Just hand over face, just the dribble of slavers all over your face. All right, and Neftari, excuse me. You're going to look for Victorious, yeah?
Yeah. First, he's going to check somewhere, looking for Vic where there's food and beer.
The Great Hall, where you could, is where you could probably find food and beer.
And maybe Vic as well, but, you know.
Fair enough. But then after you've just so
he could be
happened to
hiding
find-
in the bottom of this ale.
Yeah, after you've searched diligently in the food and alcohol, and it's just unfortunate that you couldn't find Victorious. Are you then actually going to look for him, or are you going to look for him at the bottom of a barrel, perhaps?
No, perhaps duck in a few doors and have a,
All right, we'll get to you in a few moments. Temple, you after a few minutes of walking through and getting some very strange looks from refugees, servants, and Dragon Guard alike for consistently asking if you're a good boy, you make your way up into the apothecary where Coralina is already there waiting. Jaka is there, currently going through what looks to be an alchemical station of sorts. He's poured out like a portion of one of the potions. It's a vibrant green one, and has just got like what looks to be a very strange object on his snout. It's like a magnification, like a magnifying glass essentially, but it's set on his face. Multiple levels designed into it, and you do see him just kind of twisting away, kind of like a jeweler's eyeglass.
Watchmakers use, yeah.
Or yeah, watchmakers use, yeah. He's just kind of like twisting constantly and just looking at this potion. You're not sure if it does anything else. As far as you're aware, it just seems to be like enhancing his vision, but he is working away there. As you approach, and he's well, this one is a potential. It's some kind of toxin. I need to do some further study on it and some testing, perhaps.
DM, how much time has passed?
How much time's passed since you guys woke up? I'd say it's been about a solid hour and a half.
Has anyone seen Victoralis? He's normally up bright and early and normally liaises with us in the morning. Perhaps
I
she's
haven't,
downstairs
no.
getting breakfast?
Either breakfast or maybe with Ados, maybe?
Oh, that's right. He does often spend time alone with Ados. Never mind.
I mean, it's possible to look. I think Neftari was gonna go look for him. But I mean, I could
Has-
always.
Has Neftari done that?
And Neftari has left to go and take a look for Victorious. He's not with you guys at the moment.
I mean, I
Okay.
could go down. I could go down later and check with and see if Ados has seen him, because, um, uh, Ados was a little bit weird with Neftari, but I guess that's just because Neftari does not usually come off as a savory individual.
I suppose his manners aren't exactly of a royal standard.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Alright, I would like Temple and Corlina. I'd like you guys to both roll me perception checks, please.
Okie doke.
18 and a 20. Well done. As you guys are having this discussion and the mention of Victorious, like you've not been able to see Victorious, you guys do kind of spot just at the corner of your eye, you see Talar kind of lean out from the back room and kind of glance at you guys, and just as she makes eye contact, she just immediately looks away and returns to what she is doing. Both of you go ahead and roll me insight checks. On a 3, Carolina, she's probably just not wanting to make eye contact with you after everything that's happened. She's probably
That's
not
fine.
in the best of
Moods.
best of moods with you, or not on the best of terms. Temple, however, on a 13, she knows something. You know, like you've seen that look on people's faces before, as they've kind of seen someone that is a part of a story or information that they have that they are willingly withholding, and then immediately like darting away, like, oh no, kind of thing. Almost like an informant would look upon a police officer or something like that. You know, it's
And that was in reference to us mentioning where Victoralis.
Victorious. Yes.
Is it Victoralis or Victoralas? Because I've been saying it like that, I think.
It's
Well, I
Victorious.
kept with Vic.
It's Victorious.
Victorious.
Vicky, then.
Vic.
Vic is fine.
Don't add a Y to it. That makes it weird.
Yeah.
Talar, so good to see you.
Yes, you too, Temple.
The expression and animation of your facial muscles seem to suggest you know where Victoralis is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They moved in that way that suggests as much. I'm only just learning about expressions though, so I could be wrong.
Jakar kind of like glances up to you, Temple, and then looks over to Lar, who just does not make eye contact. I have no idea what you're talking about. You can both go ahead and roll me another insight check. And I'll give you the Temple, I'll give you your one advantage.
Yep, still frosty as ever.
But even as frosty as you are, no, you can still
Oh.
tell that she's clearly lying out of her.
Oh, come now,
Wicca?
Talar. We've been friends for so long, and I don't need a zone of truth to tell me that you're keeping something.
It's none of my business, so I'm keeping my nose out of it.
It must be nice to have a nose.
I have work to do, Temple. Please, just.
Oh.
Jakar just kind of like, You don't have work to do. You're just standing here watching me until I die. Tell him what you know, or you can get out. He took a teleportation circle this morning.
What?
Yes. I don't know where, but this morning, not long after he woke up, he put in a rune code somewhere just outside and took a teleportation circle someplace else.
Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, thank you very much, Tala. Sincerely. I do hope to see you again. Should we go investigate?
Hmm.
Right. I might want to go bug Ados.
I do love to meet Ados. Should we go see him if Neftari hasn't beaten us to it?
I
Right.
yeah,
You guys,
let's go.
all right. You guys are planning on going to see Eidos, right? In the meantime, Neftari, as you're making your way around, I would like you to go ahead and roll me 3 investigation checks, please. As you, after you've had your, you've searched for Victorious in an ale and in the crust of a pie and at the bottom of a plate of bacon. You realize that might be worthwhile to actually do some actual investigation as to where he might be. On a 17, 13, and 17, so that's 47. Yeah. You begin asking around, talking to some of these servants who, for the most part, don't really answer you. They just kind of, give you some knowing gestures without really saying much. And you're getting to the end of, walking around asking people, seeing what they're doing, see if they've seen anything, they recognize Victorious. You eventually come across one of the refugee workers who kind of is working outside, and you make the mention of Victorious and say, "Oh, he's the elven one, correct? Kind of palish skin, dark long hair. That the guy you're talking about?"
That's him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he disappeared this morning with using that thing, and it points to the ground, to the teleportation circle. Yeah, that he I'm not sure if he was wanting to be seen, but he used that and disappeared. But I struggled to sleep anyway, and I spotted him as I was coming out to start my work. So yeah.
He wouldn't leave us behind. You sure it was him?
Yeah, long black hair, leather armor, long bow, and 2 short swords.
Big fluffy cloak with a nice hood.
I mean, he's not paid that much attention to the details.
Oh, that's all. I wonder if you went back to get the horses.
Horses? What? I'm working. So, do you have any other questions about your friend, your missing friend?
Oh, no, just that's.
Okay, and you don't even get the chance to explain yourself. He's just like, okay, and just turns around and walks away from you.
Well, go see. Set up or something. No,
Right,
I'll go and see the dragons, see if they know where he's gone.
all right. As you've conducted your investigation, as you make your way back inside, we'll say for the sake of brevity that it's about this time that you actually bump back into Temple and Coralina. They seem to be making their way towards the dungeon area that you've just recently vacated.
Okay, that's okay. I think I found out where Vic's gone. Apparently took a teleportation circle.
Yeah, I wasn't aware he was able to do that.
I'm surprised he left without saying anything. That's quite irresponsible.
Yeah, did you think maybe we went to get the horses? We left some horses in
He
the
would.
mansion.
He was a.
Yeah,
He was able to in. He was able to input a code, and you would have to need a code to a specific location. Um, so he either went to somewhere in Accra that you guys have room codes for, or the only place besides Accra, anywhere in Accra that he would have room codes for, would have to be in Taldori. Working out with my passive 20 and 25.
No, yeah, no,
investigation.
don't worry about it. I'm well aware of that.
DM, does Temple have any idea what codes Victoralis might have access to?
Go ahead and
Temple
roll me a history check at disadvantage. Also,
at disadvantage.
at disadvantage, you've been keeping a track of your rune codes yourself.
Yeah.
You're not exactly sure if Victoralis has been taking notes of rune codes as well, so this is going to be a disadvantage.
Okay.
I wonder if Ramon sent you on a mission or something. We really should ask the Drams.
Oof, that's a
Yeah, we're
dirty
fixing to
one.
talk to one.
On a one, you have no idea if Victoralis has been. Victoralis might have a catalog full of teleportation circle rune codes, as far as you are aware. You have no idea.
Perhaps he simply went to the one outside of the castle near the town for shopping. Any further than that surely would be irresponsible.
Yeah, there's penguins out there.
Right. Well, we can always, like I said, Ados probably knows Vic a little bit more than, because like what, they're bonded or something, right? Aren't they?
I believe so. Yes.
And,
What if he's on some mega secret mission?
Oh, that's why I'm gonna go bug Ados versus Zane or Ramon. Mostly because Ramon and Zane still kind
Still kind of what?
Oh, they still terrify the ever living hell out of me.
Me too, but yeah, so does, well, they all do actually, so.
Alright, so are you guys making your way down towards Ados's abode? Alright.
And that's where I'm going.
Alright, you making so that's where you're going, Temple and Nethar, are you guys following behind?
Yep. Why not?
Nethar, you going as well? Yeah. Alright, cool. You guys make your way down through the dungeon area. You see that it has actually been worked on a bit more. A lot more cobblestone has been put in place. Some more lit torches, so it's not completely dark. But as you make your way down, as per Corlina, you've gotten used to this by now. But the other two, you're not completely used to the fact that the air temperature in the area is dropping significantly as you head further down towards Ados's abode before there is the large oak and metal reinforced door before you. What do you guys do?
Let's go knock.
Right, knock on the door, and after a few moments, you hear a very loud grumble from inside, a very throaty grumble from inside, before an unseen force opens the door inwards toward away from you all, and like, across the large room you see Ados kind of like very nonchalantly waving a taloned hand like towards you all as his like a kind of ethereal like taloned hand floats away from the door back towards him, just like phases back into his form as he dismisses his mage hand. Yes, What is it?
Has Vic come to see you?
Oh. No, he has not. I'm surprised he hasn't come down after our jaunt outside. But as I recall, you see the mage hand pop out once again, and very quickly, actually, hearing your voice, Corlina, you do see a lot of boards shifting around with two mage hands and pieces of dragon chest flying all over the place as he sets down the pieces. And with your background, you looking over it, it looks almost the exact same as it did as you left that one time before you passed out in the middle of researching chess. If I recall, it was best 5 out of 7. Shall we continue? I have checkmate and 2 in this board here.
Okay. Can I go ahead and? Unfortunately, this is a trying time. I may have to forfeit. But Vic is gone.
Wait, he's gone. What do you mean?
Yeah,
he's gone?
Apparently he left early this morning. Didn't tell any of us. And can I roll an intelligence check with would there be a spell as a means to contact?
Yeah, go ahead and it would be an Arcana check for this, not a flat
Okay.
intelligence check. 26. 26. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a common spell. Sorry, I was just reading it there to make sure it is the correct one. Sending. You can easily send a message to a target that you're familiar with, and they can respond to you. So you could easily use the sending spell to get into contact with Victoros.
Ados, you've been practicing magic, right? Obviously more than just, cantrips and such, right?
I have, yes.
Where are your divination books?
Glances over to the very, very small in comparison with him, like bookcase, and just gestures 2 fingers towards him, and 2 purple bound boots come floating out, one towards you and one to him, and he takes one in his talons. And one for yourself. What do you have in mind?
Sending. If you don't already have it mastered, I'm probably gonna have to do it on the fly.
The moment you say sending, you do he kind of raises his head. You see him focus for a few moments before turning around. Then he pinpoints a location on the floor, and you just see his eyes kind of laser focused to that one point. And then on the other side of the world, Victorilus, you hear a familiar voice in your head as a few hours have gone by, and no one's kind of got here. Your panic hasn't set in, but it's there in the back of your head. Like, what if they actually don't know I'm here?
I think by this time Vic's had enough ale. He's got a bit bored. He's gone for a wander and then remembered that he's never gone to see the Sun Tree in the central square properly. Acquired himself a bottle of something nice and strong, and is currently pretty well pissed.
And drinking away those worries. Drinking away those worries of, like, what if they don't know I'm here?
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. But what if I never get back?
I know exactly what this is.
I'll be
I know
fine.
exactly what this is. This is Adam This is Adam missing beer gardens from outside a lockdown period.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who hasn't
So
missed beer gardens?
I mean, it's cold in Whitestone anyway.
Yeah.
So
And you need to be
it is
warmed
quite
up,
frosty.
but you do hear the very familiar voice in the back of your head of Ados, just Victorlus, where are you?
Let's just look around for a minute, like see if someone's talking to me.
You're alone in the Dawnfather Square as you're kind of looking at the vibrantly gold leaves of this tree that don't seem to change change shade or anything like that.
Can I use summon animals to create like loads of butterflies?
Yeah, you could easily do that.
So I'm gonna do that. Just have loads of butterflies floating around when I'm sitting there, drunkenly slumped against the tree.
Yeah, no answer to the sending message at all.
Do I know it's a psychic message, or do I?
Yeah,
just
well,
think
you've heard a very familiar voice in the back of your head. That's clearly not yours.
I'm in Whitestone, sitting under the gold tree.
Whitestone sitting under the gold tree. Yeah, no, that's 8. You could easily do that. Like, as you just say that aloud, one of the passersby like, yes, you are, you fucking drunk idiot.
But look at the butterfly thing. Oh, the butterfly's pretty. But you don't get many butterflies.
The guy just rolls his eyes and walks away. The drunken mage apparently sitting by the sun tree, just look, yeah, butterflies, glug. A few minutes go by, Corlina, Temple, Netari, before Ados kind of like shakes his head, like the fool's in Whitestone. And if the 3 of you are here, that means he's alone. How did he get to Whitestone?
He apparently used a teleportation circle. Was he even able to do that? That took me years to learn how to do, by the way.
Yeah, Eros just kind of looks to you, and you would be aware that a teleportation circle can be used by anyone. You understand
It
that
still hurts my ego.
it may hurt your ego, Corlina, but you understand that if you have access to a teleportation circle, you can go anywhere so long as you have the rune code, right?
Yes.
But you having access to the spell, you don't need a teleportation circle. You can use it whenever and wherever you want. Not everyone can do that. If that helps stroke your ego a little bit. Just the look away of fuck.
What's doing in Whitestone? Did he say?
He just told me he's there. So I would highly advise you go and track him down before he does something foolish.
So in that book I was handed, flipping to the S's, does it have a description of the sending spell?
It does, yeah, and quote unquote, you send a short message with 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. The creature hears this message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. The spell enables creatures with intelligence score of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message. You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence, but if the target is on a different plane than you, there is a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive.
Which, fun fact, is the same percentage of rolling a 1 on a d20.
It very much is so. Because, it's a 20-sided die.
Yes. Can I borrow this? I'll bring it back. Since I could come back whenever.
I'm going to assume you want to copy it into your spell book.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Yay! In the bag it goes.
Just yay!
Look, I like knowledge. What do you want?
Yes, don't well.
Right.
Well,
you-
I'm kind of indifferent, really. For
Say that again. Sorry, I could not understand that at all.
well, I'm kind of indifferent to it, really.
And just kind of looks at you and just then glances to Coralina before rolling his eyes away from Coralina.
God, that's. Cindy could easily be abused.
It's a very powerful spell. For a 3rd level spell, it's very powerful.
Meanwhile, Vic sat under a tree, trying to think really hard to try and like send another message to Eidos.
Why aren't you speaking to me? Are you angry at me? Is it because I've been drinking? I made barflies! Just. Are you doing that aloud? As the question.
No, it'd just be in my head as
Aw.
I'm sat there with the butterflies
I
fluttering
can
around.
just imagine you screaming this out loud drunkenly.
We should probably see if Vic's not arrested and or in trouble.
Well, as far as I can tell, he didn't seem to be in distress, but I do not know. I would go and find him before he gets himself killed.
Okay.
Alright, so what are you guys doing now?
I mean, if you guys are ready, I can use the teleportation circle, no problem.
Well,
Last time we were there, we were all in the process of getting arrested.
That
no.
is
Actually, last time we were there, we took a load of horses, and which we said we'd fetch back, and we left them in the mansion outside a cave full of monsters. I mean, so now we're wanted twice, I guess.
I mean, horses couldn't physically join hands, so unfortunately I couldn't take with us. Look, I'm sorry about the horses.
I mean, they'll probably just get eaten. And it was, you know, it was you that took the contract out at the stables. They'll be after you.
He's not wrong.
No, it wasn't me. Well, the first time it was me. The second time for when we snuck back into Whitestone, that was Vic.
Was you?
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was, actually. It was.
Who was? Who was it the second time?
Vic.
It was Vic.
Was it Vic?
It was me.
It was Vic.
Yeah.
You actually thought it was Coralina, but actually it was him.
Oh no! God, I hate you! Stop it!
It seems we're in a bit of a predicament here. If Victoralis has gone to Whitestone, then we could be in serious trouble because we are wanted in Whitestone by the looks of it.
That's
based
true,
on
but
how we left.
wouldn't also Vic technically be wanted? He didn't sound like he was in distress at all.
Oh, what did he sound like?
That's why I'm asking Ados.
If anything, he sounded very inebriated.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
they
no, he's
poisoned him?
fine.
Oh, you're in the pub then. Be
No,
safe.
inebriated means drunk, Temple.
Isn't that a bad thing? Not in control
Not
of
for
its
Vic,
senses?
it's not. Not for Vic, it's not.
Okay. I guess I know that.
If he's
Yeah,
relaxed
be
enough
then
to be
worried
drunk,
if
he's
he's-
fine.
A wanted man wandering around drunk? Isn't that
That's-
something to worry about?
I mean, yes. So we should probably get to him sooner rather than later.
Or we should get drunk to get ourselves in the mind of the person we're trying to find.
Should I really be making a teleportation circle while drunk?
That's a fair point. You'll be the designated teleporter.
I'm the DD.
You're the DT.
Well, if you don't mind, Ados, I can chalk it up right here if you don't mind, and
There's plenty of space, and kind of whiffed his finger out from a back corner, and a large chunk of chalk comes flying gently towards you.
And while she drove that, I think Temple was onto a good idea there. Did you have any whiskey?
It's funny you should mention that. I check my bag, see if I wrote that I have it or they have it.
well, while just hunched over chalking.
Just
Speed reading.
snap. Whiskey, bottle conjured.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to find a drunk person in a city, you need to think like the drunk person. What would a drunk person do? Glug, glug, glug.
Ados just kind of looks at you. Humanoids.
What?
Not you, Carlina, but just the three of you in general, and just like, ugh.
I think that takes about a minute to
A
fire off
minute
a
to-
teleportation circle.
Yeah, to make the teleportation circle, it's 5th level, right? Yeah. Yeah, 1 minute cast time. So, in about a minute, you'll have the circle drawn, all the glyphs put down in place, all the sigils for Whitestone, and it glows ever so softly once you put the last rune in place, ready for the command word.
Yep, right in the circle, please.
Oh, of course.
All right. And with that, do you guys make your way to Whitestone?
Yep, I think that's where Vic said he was, so.
All right, cool. Yeah, you bamf your way over to a Whitestone. Let's drag you actually over to the right place this time, and pop you down right there in the dead center of the Dawnfather Square. I mean, why not?
The
And
last thing Neftari says, just as we're about to teleport, and way too late for anybody to be able to do anything about it, we should probably put disguises on before we head back to.
we should probably discuss.
Yeah.
We should probably discuss. Gone. As you feel the very familiar sensation of being pressed in like a tube. You're being pressed, squeezed through a tube, as the air exits your lungs as you struggle to breathe for just a moment, except your temple, of course, because you don't breathe. Before a very biting chill takes over you all as the early morning blue sky changes to a very cold, dull, grey, later in the afternoon sky of Whitestone as you step through the teleportation into the Dawnfather Square. And there, just before you, off to your side, is a very, very inebriated Victorlus. Hunched up, sat up again with his back to the sun tree, with a bottle in hand, a lot of butterflies floating around his head. Actually, hold on, give me a sec. Let me take a look at your character sheet.
How many
Victorlus.
butterflies?
Let's take a look at what is it? It's that's the wrong character sheet. Spells. It's conjure animals, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd say you've got like a solid 32 butterflies floating around your head. Because butterflies don't actually have like a
I don't know. I assume they would be like small creatures or
Oh,
something. But
like,
yeah, 30.
a
They're
microscope.
like a CR0.
Yeah, there's. I don't even think there's actual stats for butterflies because they probably have 1 HP and like 1 AC. um,
Hmm.
So,
Lots
yeah,
of butterflies.
yeah, you've got like lots of butterflies. Make sure to expend your 3rd level spell slot for your conjure animals if you haven't already. And
Yeah, that's done.
yeah, as you guys approach, there's Victorless just bottle in hand, absolutely pissed off of his face as you guys finally make your way back to Whitestone for the 3rd time. And with that, we'll call that session there as it's just dinged 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Ding.
Ding! Well, it's not dinged. Well, it dinged 11 o'clock 5 minutes ago, but yeah, you know what I mean. But anyway, hey, we're back in Whitestone, we're ready to go. Perhaps
Yep.
we'll actually progress the story. I mean, what?
Quickly, Victoralis, we need to get out of here.
We need to leave and go.
That's right. I can't remember.
Carolina, take us to the Ignan Plain. We've got so much to do over there. Let's derail the story for another 6 fucking weeks. I mean, what?
And I'd have gotten through the story too if it wasn't for you meddling PCs.
I definitely would have gotten through this story too if it wasn't for you meddling PCs. Like, let's take this and unmask the villain, and it was the DM all along. Ah. Well, obviously. Anyway, what did you guys think? Good, bad,
Very
opinions?
good.
What's up?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's cool.
I think
I
it's just a matter of getting
enjoyed
back
having
into
Vic.
things.
Enjoyed having Vic going man on a mission on his own there for a bit. He was just like, I'm gonna fucking get stuff done. Oh, well, that was easy.
That was easy enough.
That's
Right,
gonna
well,
get
I guess I'll just get pissed. Why not? See, the unfortunate thing though with, splitting the party is this happens where the other 3 were basically sat about for like 45 minutes or so. I don't know how long it was, but for 45 minutes or so, not able to do anything because it was on you, and then basically for the rest of the session you weren't really involved. That's the downside to splitting the party.
I was well aware of that, but that was part of my
cool. As long as
I think we all
you were
enjoyed
okay
Vic's
with it.
shenanigans.
Yeah, well, I think we all did.
Vic has stopped being Batman. He's now gonna be John Wick.
I mean,
Gonna be,
he just needs to conjure a dog and then have someone kill it, and then he'll just start killing everybody.
Oh no, it's the
Yeah.
Rothberg.
Oh no!
It's more like Belmont from Castlevania.
Please stop kicking my testicles.
I'm glad that Vic didn't do anything to attract attention to himself while alone in a hostile city.
No, he was like
not
when
hostile.
When he went into that teleportation circle, he was just like on a one-man. Like he was so focused on that one-man mission to go and do it, he didn't give a fuck. He was fully expecting guards to arrest him the moment he arrived, but he just strutted through the streets and just went.
Yeah,
if
but
they're going to arrest me,
well, as far
gonna
as like the 3 of you are aware, you guys are still wanted. But Victorless, you know that you're not wanted. So, anyhow.
It's like, I'm so fine.
We're fine. My new friend, she paid us paid for us not being wanted anymore, so we're fine. Wait, what new friend? New friend? What? Yeah, that Ripley one. You know, the one with the guns? Yeah, her.
The horses. The horses. Horses.
Right. Well, with that, we shall call an end to tonight's session. We had quite a few people watching, actually, considering we were sat at between 7 and 9 the entire evening. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening to our absolute bullshit of a story, whatever this actually is.
We're here for the good boy.
We did have a bestest of boys.
I've done a very, very. I mean, it's not even worth.
Is this where you reveal you've just had 7 Twitch streams open?
No. I sketched something earlier, which is Temple holding the doggy as it like licks his face, and just speech bubble saying "good boy," which I'm going to translate over to the graphics tablet and try.
So I'm going to quickly link a picture here in Discord for you guys. If it will let me copy the image. This is a skin from a game that I've been playing a lot recently. Pop. Let me pop that in there for you guys.
Pop.
If it processes. There we go.
It's a good boy Cerberus.
It's a Cerberus. So I've been playing a lot of Smite recently, and that is the Pup Patrol Cerberus skin, and the voice pack for the Pup Patrol Cerberus skin. Not only is the skin absolutely adorable, but Sir Rothsberg basically uses that same voice pack. Is great. It's absolutely adorable. I wish I could get it. I can't get it anymore, but it's not available anymore. But I wish I could get that skin because it's adorable. But yeah, that was my inspiration for the Sir Rothsberg the voice. But yeah, anyway, guys, before we finish up, any other comments, concerns, anything you want to address now before we call an end?
The only thing I wanted to bring up is I think that given as particularly as like 80% of us are British, that maybe we should update the message that Kayla gives at the end about the washing of hands, because in the UK certainly, and probably in America too, wear your goddamn mask.
Yeah, wear your goddamn mask. Yeah, we need to be changed. Hey, Kayla's got her masks. Kayla's got several masks.
Mine's over there, but
I have my mask. It's a buff, but I have my spooky skull mask that I wear. So.
Ooh, and when I get fogged up glasses, instead of being a little bitch and saying my glasses are fogging up, I can't wear a mask, I just take my glasses off.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god! Wait, what?
Wear contacts.
You can take your glasses off and not have to bitch and complain about wearing a mask? What is this?
That's right, I don't really have 4 eyes.
Amazing.
But yeah,
before
we actually end though, the other few things that we haven't planned in mind as a group. Kayla, why don't you go and talk about your first idea that you're wanting to swing by everyone?
Okay, so I believe what I think you're referring to would be that doing a podcast, not necessarily us playing D&D, but more like discussing topics concerning D&D, doing deep dives into the classes, what we like, what we don't like about them, breaking them down, and also, getting together, shooting the shit, and having some fun talking about a game we all really much enjoy. I believe the working title I have for the podcast would be The Stagger Inn.
The Stagger Inn. I love that. It's a long-running inn name from both of our campaigns. So, cause I nicked it from you, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, basically, like Kayla said, it's going to be all her thing. So I'm just adding on to it. But it covered things like, things for new players, things that DMs can do, and when it comes to like rule breaking and stuff like that, classes, races, all that sort of jazz. So just be random stuff like that. And I'm actually going to nick Evelyn's idea, and I'm going to take it upon myself. So fuck you, Kayla. I'm gonna do it.
That's fine. If you want to do a monster of the week, you can do a monster of the week.
The other thing that I was thinking of doing was doing like another stream, or even just a YouTube episodic thing of like the monster of the week. So as an example, if I just quickly swipe through these, it's going to be the very no, it's not the very last one. It was the second to last one. So I'm not wrong. But the penultimate
that
one.
would make excellent YouTube content, as archived, because you could go back and check it out.
Yeah, but we're the monster of the week, like example, the steel predator that the players recently fought. Just going into like some personal lore with the monster, its stats, like what you can do to change it to make it a little bit weaker, more powerful, all of its abilities, scores, all that sort of jazz. Because I absolutely love these monster cards. They're great. But yeah, probably like a monster of the week or something like that. Going over like probably what the players have fought recently, and just going over that and what I did to balance the encounter, like what I did to that creature to balance the encounter, and or make the encounter much more deadly. Because I mean, putting 4 PCs against 5 CR16 creatures, that's fair and balanced, right? Shit. Anyway, with that, we are going to end tonight's session. We are going to call an end to the stream. So, as always, we hope you have enjoyed your weekend and enjoy the rest of your week going forward. Make sure to continue adhering to your social distancing. Stick to that 2 meters / 6 feet because it is helping. And, well, wash your goddamn hands anyway because, it's
And wear your
hygienic.
mask.
It's hygienic, that's what it does. But you let me finish and then I'll get to you. You've ruined
it's
it
a new
now.
thing.
You've ruined it now. I'm not gonna
Alright.
flip my my die tray because I'll scatter my dice everywhere. But one last thing before we go. For Evelyn, Adam, and David as well. Look. I got new dice. Oh, it's far too bright. Let me. Hey, that still works actually. That's still actually. I'm not sure actually. That looks kind of. I'm not sure if that looks better or worse
like
on the.
Moody,
Oh,
it's like a moody.
It
cave
complements the
atmosphere.
lighting a little bit.
Yeah,
better.
it actually
It does.
does on the stream.
I reckon
We'll work on it.
screen output will affect that a lot.
Yeah, but for you guys, look at the dice. It's a blue. It's blue and pink.
That sounds terrifying. Because those dice might be evil.
These dice were
Yeah.
actually gifted to me by a friend who works in a charity shop right next to where I work. So, and I just
I liked the dice from last month that kept rolling 20s. Those were good dice.
you mean the ones that almost killed you all?
Yes.
The ones that are in this bag right here.
Put them away.
No, they're going to stay there just in case. Because if these dice are bad, they're going to jail, and those ones are coming back out because they're nice and balanced. Anyway,
DC's
with that,
misbehaved last session.
with that, we will go ahead and call an end to tonight's stream. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will hopefully see you next week for our weekly run D&D game. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
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 Where you got that mask?